Hey, Krista.
Hey girl, doing a little
Hey,
different.
welcome. I know. Welcome to News and Views.
Yeah. Let's let's tell the people what we're talking about. We just wanted to check in and just like catch up with everybody and catch up with each other and what's been going on. Just like a little
Totally,
freestyle.
because so much happens in a week.
Absolutely. And I think we've used up enough memory on our phones with our voice notes back and forth that we might as well just put it out into the ether, right?
Exactly. So where should we start?
Do you have anything that you're dying to talk about?
Sure. Let's chat about the Mean Girls musical
Okay.
because that recently came out.
I assume it did.
And yeah, it did. Will you be seeing the movie?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think I didn't realize until recently that it was a musical. I just thought it was a reboot,
Hmm.
whatever. And then when I found out it was a musical, I'm like, okay. But I thought it already was a musical, but maybe it's just like Legally Blonde was a musical. Like, wasn't something already a musical?
From Mean Girls?
Yeah, I felt like it was already something. I mean, maybe I'm mixing
Well,
it up.
they just have that like one iconic song where they do the dance on the stage in the little like slutty like Santa Claus outfit. That's like the one number I guess that they sing, I think.
Yeah, I just thought that it was already a musical on Broadway, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes. Yes. It is. I think it is. Or it
Right. Okay.
was.
So what are we doing? Like we're just trying to Tina Fey has no new ideas. I love her by
Yeah.
the way. Read her
Me
book,
too. Yeah.
Bossy Pants. Definitely should read.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love her too. I love her too. Yeah, I guess she just came out with like a 2024 reboot. Mean Girls, the musical, with different actors and actresses, but I think some have returned. Like I think Lindsay Lohan made an appearance as the spoiler, um, the
Well,
like nerd coach. What's it? What like the mathletes coach?
oh, okay. Well, you're
So I
spoiling it
think
for
she.
me, so I'm not gonna
Well, I
see
said
it now.
spoiler.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was
Um,
for the audience.
oh well, for both, and I'm sure Tina Fey's in it somewhere.
Okay.
And I think a
Um.
few other people are in it as well, like from the previous movie. So,
Huh. I. I'm not a big fan of reboots,
hmm
so I think I'm gonna pass on it.
hmm
Especially because this is technically already been rebooted. Like it was rebooted as a musical. Now they're like, no, let's
hmm
make the musical for the theater with like new
yeah, the movie.
cast. Yeah,
Yeah,
so like the new generation, I feel like they should go and see it. But just like I already lived at the '90s, so I don't want to do that same fashion again. Like I don't want to like watch reboots of movies that I've already seen.
valid. I think they're bringing like um Gen Z's like trends into this movie
Mm.
too to make it more like appealing for the younger generation. So that makes sense that you don't want to see it.
Yeah, and it's like, isn't it your millennial parent going to pay for the ticket anyway? Like,
Probably.
no
Yeah.
disrespect, but
But I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it's like it's doing well in the box office. So
of
good
course.
good job for Tina Fey.
Yeah, because people want to see it, and those that like saw it the first time want to see what it's like, and they're sharing it with their children, I imagine, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I heard there was backlash with like the main star who plays Rachel
Regina
McAdams'
George.
character. Yeah, that she like needs PR training because she's very off the cuff, I guess, and I think maybe she has like a dry sense of humor. So people are like, "What is this girl's problem?"
Oh, and like the new movie.
Like in her interviews, I'm talking about, like in the
Oh.
press interviews.
Oh. Yikes. Well, she'll learn fast.
Or people just need to like get a personality and a sense of humor, maybe.
Yeah, that's valid too.
Yeah. But I haven't seen an interview because, again, I've not been interested.
Yeah. What's happened in your life or in the news that you want to chat about?
Well, I've been sick this week, so I've been loving that for me.
Like, who isn't sick right now? Like, not me. Like, shocking, but that sucks.
Yeah, so I'm not full blown sick, but I've been like sneezing in the office and kind of stifling it so people don't give me weird looks. Definitely congested. Like walking to and from work, I'm like like a mouth breather.
So, wait, are you the type of person that if you're sick, you either stay home or
Mm.
option B, you go into the office, or option C, you go into the office because you have to go into the office, or option D, you go into the office but like try to stay away from people and like maybe wear a mask if you're into that. Like, what do you do?
I definitely don't wear a mask now if I'm sick and I go into the office because I can't breathe that way. And then if your nose
Oh,
is already running, like it's just you creating like a sauna for your face. I don't do that. Um, this is new for me because I've been working remote for a really long time, so it didn't matter if I was sick because I was
mm,
working remote. Now there's a sense of compulsion for people to go into the office no matter what. So I
mm,
have been going into the office. Um, I'm not bad enough that I feel like, oh gosh, I'm dragging my feet to go to the office. But if I was in that situation where it was that bad, I would go to the office to show people that I'm sick and then leave.
yeah. Yeah, totally. It depends on the company nowadays, like
Yeah.
how intense they are with their policies or not. So that makes sense. It just sucks. Like you feel crappy. It's freezing outside. You have to go into the office. It's just a combination of it's a crap storm, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's been like the worst temperatures this past week or like this past 2 weeks, so I guess I could be more careful and maybe like Uber to work, but it's not far enough for me to justify that Uber ride. So
Yeah.
I'm stomping along for the 20 minutes. Have to be fully clothed from head to toe. So my jacket, hood over my head, jacket goes all the way down to my ankles.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and then I have like my scarf that also has like a hood on it. So then it's like a scarf like around my head, around my face, and then I'm bundled. So I actually don't feel cold when I am walking
That's good.
because of that. Except like I have to breathe through my mouth, right? So I'm like sucking in this Arctic air
Yeah.
as I
That's
trudge along.
awful.
Yeah,
That's
so
awful.
yeah.
But the good thing is that if people recognize you on the street, y-
They don't.
they won't recognize you because you're so bundled up, and you probably they can only see like your eyes and like maybe your mouth, and like that's it. So that's a positive.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be stopped by someone on the side of the street saying, "Hey, Krista." You're like, no, not into this.
No, save it for the other months where people literally have to walk up to my face and stop me because I recognize nobody when I'm walking around outside.
Oh, that's funny.
But
No,
yeah,
like this. Well, we can't really complain because winter like just started here in Toronto like 2 weeks ago, but it still sucks.
it's still challenging because it's always for me like I forget what winter is like. And I'd
Yeah,
already
me too.
accepted that there was no winter, no white
Same.
Christmas. And now it's like when the snow happens, I don't care. Maybe I'm an idiot. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Why is it
Yeah.
snowing? I'm in denial. Every year I think that we've just stopped that. I thought we just stopped winter. We stopped
Mhm.
summer years ago. I thought we'd stop winter.
I just forget how cold it gets.
Yeah.
I understand, like, we're not as cold as other parts in Canada, but like, it's still damn cold.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I don't live in other parts of Canada either. Like I wouldn't live in like Calgary, Alberta, where it's like minus 40.
40. I don't even understand that
Yeah, it's it's
temperature. Like,
ridiculous. And for the American listeners, like to do the conversion, their freezing temperature is 32 and our freezing is 0. So for it to be minus 40 is really fucking cold.
yeah. And you know what's like super fun? I say that super sarcastically, is when you're trying to bundle kids up in your house
Mm.
to go outside.
And then they have to
to
pee?
then get to the car, to then pretty well almost freaking undress them so you can get into the car seat so it's a safe car seat ride. Because like you can't have a winter jacket on in your car seat because it's too bulgy and blah blah blah. So it's like I bundle the kids up in the house and then we run to the car. And then once we get in the car, start the car. So it like, so the snow gets off the car and the ice gets off the car. And then I
Right.
start the process of bundling them in. But as soon as I put them in their seat, I have to unzip, have to like really take out their jacket all the way back, like do it up. Like it's such a pain. It is. I hate every morning. I'm like, I hate this. I hate this so much.
I have no recollection of this being an issue when my nephews were growing up. I'd have to like corroborate with my sister. I'm like, I just remember just like bundling them up with the jackets and stuff and on the way to daycare. Not that I did a lot of that dropping off, but
Car seat safety has become
super
yeah, like super
intense.
intense. Like obviously, because like
Yeah.
remember, I think my grandma like held the baby like in her lap back in the
Yeah.
day, right? Like there
Mhm.
there was no real car seat, right? But now it's a whole thing. But I just find it really hard in the winter with a young baby and a
Oh,
kid. It's
of
just like
course.
so challenging. So challenging. Okay, I have a question for you. Since we're talking about like cold weather,
Yeah.
are you the type of person who if there's snow on your car or ice, do you start your car and then jump into your car and sit and wait? Or do you start your car and then
Mhm.
get your like shovel and your thing to like get the snow off and get chip at the ice and then, be on your way. So which one are you?
It's been a long time since I've had to do that. So it really depends on how cold it is. Um, if it's not too cold, if it's just like not in the minuses, I'll sit in my car and let it wait and let the heat kind of like do a lot of the work for me.
Yes.
But if it's stinking cold, it you'll be there forever before the car warms up enough for it to do that work for you. So I just start the car. Hopefully it does start. And then begin the scraping and the whatever, the brushing of the snow, scraping the ice and brushing the snow.
Yeah. It's awful. It's truly awful. That's funny that you say that because I'm literally the opposite. I will wait in my car and I will use all of the windshield wiper fluid. Like, let's just like
Oh.
I will do that. And if it's really bad, then I'll be like, oh, fine, get out of my car and then start chipping at it. But no, I will wait. I will wait in my car.
How long
Yeah.
will you wait for? Then that's like 20, 30 minutes.
But then again, like if I'm in a rush, I'm not doing that. But if I have a little bit of
Okay.
time, I'll wait like 5 minutes. And I'll get that windshield wiper. Let's go. Let's get all the stuff. Come on, let's get going. I don't want to get out of the car again, but I will
Yeah.
choose that route 100% over the other route.
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends. Like if it's minus weather, like your windshield wiper isn't gonna do anything for you.
I know, but I still try.
Okay. Well, we all have our levels of efficiency, I guess. And again, I haven't done it in a long time, so maybe the methods have changed.
Well, you know what? By the time I get to the car with both the kids and then strap them in, it's literally probably 10 minutes later. I'm tired. I need a break. I just need to sit there for like 3 minutes just to like catch my breath, get a little warm, and
Yeah,
then I'll decide my next move.
that makes sense. Um, would you invest in a remote car starter then? It seems like that would be
Yeah,
beneficial for you.
I know. I've thought about it every year. Maybe in a few years I'll get it.
I mean, at that point, it'll be a robot that can start your car. Like it's been around for like 20 plus years.
I know. I think about it often, especially in the winter.
I dated a guy a few years ago, or I don't even want to call it dating nowadays because it's so, the dating world is so weird. But because he's an idiot, he had a BMW. I forget what kind of BMW it was. It wasn't like a regular 3 Series or whatever. Like it was an uncommon type of BMW, and it was winter. I need to drive his kids to school, and he started the car and he left it with the doors unlocked and just went in for a second, and his car got stolen.
Yeah. That's
Shocking.
what
And
happens.
he lived in Brampton, so I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's the number one city to get your car stolen.
Yeah. But that's what happens though. If people don't have remote start, they'll go out, start their car, go back in their house where it's warm, and then wait.
I've never done that. And I and
No,
I was driving like a Honda Civic, like never.
no,
People steal
I've never
anything.
done that either. Yeah, truly. Um, did you hear about Kate Middleton having
Mm.
abdominal surgery and being in the hospital?
I
She's going to be in the
did.
hospital for a 2 week stay.
Oh, I didn't know it was 2 weeks. I know that her and King Charles are kind of going in at the same time. I think
Hmm.
he has an enlarged prostate.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
And then she won't be able to return to her duties until like April or May or something, they said.
Yeah. So people online are saying that they're acting like it's not a big deal, but
Yeah,
for her to have a 2 week hospital stay after seems like it's like quite serious.
right.
Like whatever she had was like a quite serious surgery.
Right. It is
But
weird that she wouldn't start her duties right away. At first I thought maybe she just was getting
mhm.
like it was some kind of a hernia that they had to fix. But
Yeah, I feel like it's something else, something more serious.
yeah,
But glad it went well and glad she's okay.
for sure. Um have you heard about Kanye West's new teeth?
What?
He got permanent dentures that are titanium. I mean, it'd be good if we could put a picture up on the screen. I guess I could
Yeah.
share my screen. I don't
It's
have
okay.
the
I'll put a
picture up.
picture later.
Um, yeah, so they're made of titanium and I don't know, white gold and diamonds, but it just looks like a sheet across his upper and lower teeth
Like
with like
like one whole sheet.
yeah, like it was like it looks like something that you did in like shop class. I'm just like this isn't impressive at all. And then he has the incisors that are little pointy things and it's just like I'm pretty sure there's ridges in her teeth like that for like a reason.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, they cost like almost $800,000, I'm pretty sure. Or 850,000?
Like someone has too much money when they spend it on this shit.
It's just like I mean, this is not quite the same, but I did in my predictions for 2024 say that Kanye would have like an epic breakdown. This isn't quite count yet as an epic breakdown, but he has been going on rants lately. I just feel like it's unraveling. Some
Yeah, it's
people
boiling. It's boiling. It's coming.
yeah, it's bubbling, right? Like people are just saying
Mhm.
that he's actually very tuned in and everybody else is kind of in denial, but I'm like I can't get behind the sheet metal teeth, my friend. Like regardless of how much they cost, they don't look like that.
No.
It doesn't look like some kind of like whatever name brand like watch is in your mouth. Like it looks like nonsense that you made or that North made for you to put in your mouth.
Yikes. Well, good luck with that, Kanye. I hope you have such a great time eating. Because that would just like being in your mouth would just feel weird.
And it's permanent. It's permanent.
What the heck?
Like I mean it's not for me to understand and he's too rich for me to understand, but I don't get that. I don't get his
No.
marriage. I don't get why he has this girl walking around naked all the time and then bragging about it on Instagram when he was married to Kim. All he told her about is like to cover up because it was his wife and now this girl's just like vagina out and he's like that's my girl.
Ew.
Greatest stepmom to our kids. Our kids. Those kids are not hers. Like
Nope.
it just I can't.
No, I can't. If I was Kim, I would be pissed.
Yeah, well, she's too busy making money while he lives in an apartment just doing fuckery.
No, does he actually live in an apartment?
That's what they talked about in one of the Kardashian episodes. North was saying, his apartment's so cool. It's so much better than being here and blah, 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 blah.
Okay. I'm sure it's a nice apartment.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's fun to pretend to be middle class. I'm sure it's fun to pretend.
Yeah. Jeez. Um, have you heard about the 9-month cruise?
The one that's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it boarded around like Christmas time, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Would you go on a 9-month cruise?
I suffer from intense motion sickness, so the idea of even going on a cruise is not a possibility for me. But if it was like a 9-month trip of some sort, like being around the world for 9 months, staying in the same small space, I don't know. I could do it for a bit, but I know that eventually I'd be like, get me out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be interesting because I feel because just on TikTok, like you can follow everyone's journey, and there's been some drama around it, and
Oh,
there's
really?
different tiers of where you are in the cruise
Yeah.
and all the things. So it's it would be interesting, but I think a lot of shit would come out of it. A lot of
I know
drama, a lot of shit.
there are some retirees that do that. They don't do like, I
Mhm.
guess now this is a new thing as a spin-off for all of the maybe retirees that do it, that they book back-to-back cruises because it's
Mhm.
cheaper than just like renting or living somewhere.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's insane.
It's beyond insane. And it's like, so where do you get medical? Like, do you just have like travel insurance that can airlift you out if needed, I guess? Like those are the kind of questions I
365
would have.
days around the year? Yeah,
Yeah.
truly. But then it's like, what's your home base? Like, if you wanna, like, come home for Christmas and, like, see your family, I don't know. Do you, like, just stay with family, I guess? Probably.
Yeah, I would imagine you'd stay with somebody. But like how does like the government like reach you by mail? Like what all of that? Like how do you vote? How do you like file your taxes? Like how does all that happen?
Who knows? They're just living a vacation life until they die. I have no idea. Like, that's wild.
I mean, as someone who hates routine, I couldn't do that
You couldn't do that.
because it would lock me into a routine that I didn't want.
It's true. I feel like after a while, you would get tired of the food because, you're gonna have the same thing every, days or weeks or something. You would eventually get tired of the same old, "Oh, no, I don't want ice cream. No, I don't want this particular salad." I feel like
Of
it would get
course.
old after a little while.
Especially what kind of dining plan you had because it's like assigned seating. What if you fucking hate those people? You're
Yeah,
going to hate them by the end of the 9 months. That is for sure. Maybe not the
100%.
swingers. Swingers are living their best lives for 9 months, being like, yeah, putting their upside
Yeah,
pineapple on their doors and stuff. They're like, this is gonna be the best.
totally. But even, like, on the boat, like, I'm sure there's tons of activities, but still, by month 4, you've done everything 20 times.
Yeah,
So if you have like a sea day, it's like, well, what are we gonna do? I don't know. I
read
guess
a
just go
do
on
what
your
they
phone. 'Cause I think they all have like internet plans and everything too,
for sure.
or
You're just
most of
doing what
them.
you do in your own house, except you
I
don't have to worry
guess
about the cleaning. So now you're just like reading a book, you're watching Netflix.
in your
Ma-
small space.
Maybe you're starting a book club. Maybe you're starting a knitting club. Maybe you're
Yeah,
starting like a coaching, like helping people make their vision boards for 2024.
yeah. Helping people record their TikToks. Like, who knows?
Yeah, helping people like grow their social media.
Exactly. Like, but like that would be really cool though. Like, you truly see the world. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, the only thing I would be interested in is if they made like a reality show about it. Years and years and
That's
years and years
genius.
ago, they had a real world where it was set uh in a cruise ship because it was a school on a cruise ship for a year. Yeah.
What?
Yep. I remember it. I don't remember it was called I don't want to say it wasn't called Lost at Sea, but it was called Real World something school yacht something at sea or whatever. And there was a guy on there, and his name was Yes, Yes. That's why I remember it, because his name was so strange. But they lived on a boat and went to
Wow.
school for a school term. So I guess 9 months. So it's been done before. Where are the video cameras?
Well, yeah. Well, I think this one would be more entertaining because now we're dealing with adults who have alcohol, who have like
Yeah.
money, who have things. So I feel like it would be a lot more entertaining. So Royal Caribbean, the next 9-month cruise you do, get some cameras in there and just start filming.
Yeah,
People would watch that.
and bring us on, because I want to be a producer on the show. I want
Same.
to be in the melee. Like, I want to be all in it. I don't want to be on the camera. I just want to like firsthand
Yeah,
accounts. Do the
totally. Oh, that's a good one.
do the interviews. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
What if you're pregnant on the boat though? What if you get pregnant on the boat?
If I'm not mistaken, someone has already gotten pregnant.
Yikes. Like, what if you were pregnant and you get on the boat and you don't know? So you could potentially be giving birth while you're on it, you know?
Yeah, and then like where would your baby be born? I guess whatever country you're docked at that day.
Yeah. Well, or they must have some kind of thing where they have the right embassy papers associated with your citizenship, because you're in international waters most of the time.
Yeah. Wild. Wild. Like again, that would make a great reality show.
NBC, ABC, Real MTV, like hit us up. Like we have got so many ideas for this.
TLC.
Ooh, yeah, TLC. Annie, ABC, LGBT.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay, well, speaking of like kind of TV shows,
Oh, I was gonna
did
speak
you
about
hear?
pregnancy first. Can I jump on that real quick?
Okay. Tell me about pregnancy. Let's go.
Well, I have three things around pregnancy. This is why I wanted to
Oh
like
my
dominate it.
gosh.
There's there's two people that are pregnant that I didn't know were pregnant. Number one, I didn't know that Hillary Duff was pregnant.
Oh yeah, I knew that one. With her
Uh,
like what, fourth
yeah,
kid?
with her fourth, I had no clue. And then Jenna Dewan from Jump Up fame, formerly married to Tater, Tater, Channing Tatum. Yeah, she's pregnant with her fourth at 43.
No, third.
Third, sorry, at 43
Yep.
is more
Yep.
the most important part of this. I was like, where have I been? I haven't been on social media, obviously. I was like,
She just announced that one. Jenna
yeah,
just announced that one.
I was like, Cal surprise, color me surprised.
And Hillary Duff, I think, announced it like in December.
Yeah, around Christmas, I think, or something.
Yeah.
But there's rumors that Selena Gomez is pregnant.
Oh my gosh. By what? Her boyfriend?
Well, I don't think
I would
she's
assume
pregnant
so.
by an alien. Yeah, it's like she's pregnant with water. They're saying because at the Golden Globes or whatever the most recent award show is, I guess she kind of looked a little bit bloated, maybe, and I guess those rumors have been swirling for a while. So like, oh,
I don't know.
my prediction was that it was going to be Taylor, but they're besties, so maybe they're going to be pregnant together. I don't know.
I don't know. Selena has lupus.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things around that. So I don't know if she can or if there's lots of I don't know. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I would say Toni Braxton, this R&B singer from the 90s, early 2000s, has lupus and she has two kids.
Oh,
Not comparing, but um I think there's probably other anyway, whatever it is, if she is pregnant, great. If she's not and she's enjoying her life, great. I was just
yeah.
surprised to hear that kind of a rumor, because she just started dating this guy Benny Blanco, I think his name is.
Yeah. Do you know what I love about Selena? I love that because she's on the show Murderers in the Building
Hmm.
and her co-stars are Martin Short and
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. I was like,
Yeah.
And I just love that they're like, I think they are actually friends in real life too. And I just love that like combination. Like it's so random, but it works. The three of them.
I mean, I love Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Right.
Martin Short, a fellow Canadian. Steve Martin, obviously not.
Hmm.
Martin Short reminds me a lot of somebody that we used to work with. So when I see him, it's just like all I see is the person that we used to work with because it's kind of same height, same look, same kind of like
Yeah.
frenetic energy.
Yeah.
I did find the last
That's funny.
season of Only Murders very boring though. So if they don't
You
spruce,
watched it?
yeah, I binged it over Christmas.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Well, it
third
can't top
season,
it's hard to top the first season because
yeah,
then you kind of know what's going to happen
yeah.
after
The
the
second
fact.
one, I'm like, well done. The third one, I'm like, this is fuckery. Like, this is just a rigmarole. But yeah, love
Yeah.
the dynamic. Love the concept. Something completely
Yeah.
new. Good for
Yeah.
them. Good for Selena.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even though whenever I say her name, Selena, like Selena will always be the original Selena.
Hmm.
Selena Quintanilla Perez. Like that's
Yeah.
Bidi
Yeah.
Bidi
Yeah.
Bum Bum forever. So this one, she'll always be Selena Gomez.
Gomez. Sorry. Sorry. Well, speaking of Selena Gomez and a new TV show, it just got announced that her old show, Wizards of Waverly Place, is getting renewed.
With
I
who?
don't think you watched. Pardon?
What, like renewed? Like it still went on even after she left?
No, sorry. I guess it's like coming
Like a
back.
reboot? Oh.
Reboot it. She
Mm.
announced it on her IG a little while ago. So I guess they're in the process of filming. So I didn't really watch it. I think I watched it the odd time, but I wasn't like a fan. But that's good. Good for her. Look at her getting gigs here and there.
I would only know it through my nephews, and maybe they watched it a little bit. 'Cause she could do like magic, right? She was like a witch or something.
Yeah, I think yeah, she was, yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a Raven had a reboot. So I
totally.
mean, whatever works, like it worked back then, and obviously original ideas are no longer. So like, just reboot it. Give the people a check again.
Exactly. Exactly. And like she's killing it. She's killing it at Murders in the Building. She's killing it. She has a new boyfriend. Like she's just
Yeah.
like I feel like this is her year. Like go Selena Gomez.
I'd almost say because it's like her year and she's coming into her own, don't go backwards and go back to Waverly Place, though.
True, but maybe she had like maybe it was like a really like happy time in her life and it was joyful and she wants to reconnect with those people again. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe, but all the bad things you hear now of Disney and Nickelodeon, like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Selena Gomez, whatever makes you happy, girl, honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
gives
We
you the
support
check,
you.
yeah, from a distance. Uh,
Uh yeah, you
you
go.
you want to talk about your TV? I was just gonna say, speaking of Golden Globes as well, Timothy
Mm.
Chalamet and Kylie Jenner were getting very cozy wozy at the
Mhm.
award show. Like, did you see some
Mhm.
of that footage?
Yeah. But there was like a maybe like a whisper of like I love you or something.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just wild. That whole couple situation is wild. How does Travis Scott feel about it? She has two babies with him. Like, how does Timothy feel about the fact that she's like a baby mama? It's just all of it.
That she's like a
Questions.
billionaire. Yeah.
Self-made. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Meh. She's a nepo baby and then it just kind of yeah, goes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It is. Yeah, it's a very interesting couple. How did they meet? Do we know?
um
At a party?
yeah, maybe at a party, at a concert. I actually don't know.
Hmm, interesting.
But like given the procedures that she's had, when you see them side by side, it looks awkward because she looks so much older than him.
Oh, are they the same age?
I think they're close in age.
Oh,
I don't
but
know
she
for
also had 2
sure.
kids too, so
So that ages your face. Like literally, before she even had kids, like she had an old face because of the fillers.
oh,
Is that fair to say?
yikes.
Like, Like, I
I
cannot
don't know.
tell how old people are. There's a guy on TikTok and Instagram, and I forget what his name is. His name is Jordan, but I don't think that's his handle. And I was
Okay.
watching a video today where he's like, Gen Zers are aging faster than millennials. And he's
Ooh,
like,
I
he
saw
met
the
The Rock
exact
one
same
time and
one.
wanted him to sign a picture, right? And then The
Uh-huh.
Rock's like, yeah, and talking about like, here's for your kid, and things are different than when we were kids. And he's like, The Rock is 52 and I'm 26.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
saw that one.
and I was like, he's 26?
Same. I thought he was my age, and I was like, "Oh," because I'm in my early 30s, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's not." Yeah, he's the TikToker that always does stitches, and then he always like is in his like bathroom mirror, and then he always says something like intelligent.
Yeah.
That's
There's
funny. I
another
saw the
guy.
exact same one today.
When you said bathroom mirror, there's another guy who does bathroom mirror stuff too. So I was like, wait, is that the other guy? But yeah, he's glasses. This one.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, how do you feel about tippings? But let me get into it.
Hmm.
Tipping at a restaurant, obviously. I'm not I'm not a bad person. But like tipping when you're like going to pick up your food, like you placed a delivery on your phone and then you're actually being a good citizen and going to pick it up. And then when you're paying, they're like tip. And I'm like, what?
I
Or
never.
like when you're getting your coffee at a coffee shop
Yeah.
and you're paying and then it's like tip and you're like, what? So like, am I the asshole that I don't tip when that comes up?
I don't know. I would say a lot of people feel bad. Canadians
Mhm.
always feel bad about stuff. I never feel bad. I never feel bad. I don't tip. I don't tip the barista. Like, I don't tip if I go pick something up. Like, am I going to tip at Walmart now when I get a checkout? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Right. Exactly. And it's just like I understand everything is costing so much. So for you to make my coffee, like the ingredients, everything, like the prices are have increased substantially. For you to make my food, I understand that. But for me to pay for this has increased as well. So
yeah,
like work with me. I like drove here to pick it up. Like come on. I feel bad now that I'm not giving you a tip, but I'm not going to give you a tip. Sorry.
it's not incumbent on the customer to make the employee whole based on the
Right.
wages that they're receiving. While I completely understand it, I would rather you just hide the fucking tip in the cost of the coffee. And then at
Right.
the end of the month or whatever, divvy it up amongst the staff. But they know when they have those POS machines that they could shut this tipping option off, and they don't because they are, at least in Canada, hoping that people feel bad and tip because they don't want to be an asshole or
Yeah.
look mean. Well, Krista stays mean, so that obviously does not bother me at all. Um, Rather than just shut it off because it's like this should not be the expectation.
Yeah, it's just awkward because like I always click 0 and then this
Zero
is awkward.
skip.
Like,
Yeah.
well, exactly. So it's like just give me my thing that I've already purchased and then I want to leave because like I feel awkward now. I wanted to get out of this situation and I'm so
Mhm.
sorry.
I mean, if they are looking down at you because you don't tip, then they just shouldn't get your business anymore. But I would imagine most customer service people in those situations are not expecting a tip, so they're just moving on
Yeah,
with their lives.
that's valid. It's just like it's crazy that the amount of times on the POS system it comes up as tipping 15%, 18%,
Yeah,
20%, and you're like, what the heck?
the numbers are insane.
Yeah.
Or it starts off at 18. It's just like, do you know much tax
What?
I've already paid?
Exactly.
Again, and I'm not trying to be greedy, but I'm like, I'm helping your business keep going by buying products from you.
Exactly. Truly.
Yeah,
Jeez, help me out a bit.
yeah, I'm not down with the tipping in
No,
that situation.
no.
I'm also like, it, I'm not averse to like not tipping someone who gives me like bad service in a restaurant either. Like there's come to be like an expectation that you can just barely do service and still expect a giant tip.
Mm.
I,
No,
I'm
I don't
not
do
high
that.
maintenance in a restaurant, but like let's be real here.
I will tip you, yes, but maybe
Yeah.
it won't be the full tip that I was planning when I sat down.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Do you know what I love? Because this happened to me this week. I love when something unexpected happens and you
Oh.
are not planning for it and you did not realize it was going to happen and it happens in the freezing cold and at the worst time possible.
Oh, I really thought this was gonna sound positive, but no, it's not. Okay. I
No,
thought you were gonna say something really good, but no. Darkness. Let's
no,
go.
darkness. So I have two kids. I'm on maternity leave with my youngest, and my husband was picking up our oldest from daycare. I was prepping dinner because I know when they come home, everyone's hungry and it's chaotic disaster. So I'm prepping dinner, getting everything ready. Then I got a call from my husband being like, my car won't start. I'm like, what?
Right.
My car won't start. I'm pretty sure the battery is gone. And I'm like, okay. So it's just like in that moment, you have to like just forget everything that you were about to do, drop everything. I go
Yeah.
in the freezing cold,
And I have to bundle the
pick,
kids.
yeah, I have to bundle the baby again, take him outside, pick up my older son, bring them both back. And now it's like, we're getting past dinner time. So now everyone's a little hangry at the moment.
Right. Kids
And
don't
my husband's
understand.
dealing with the car, and that's fine. And so it's just like it just like turns into like a chaotic, stressful situation for like a few hours. But it's like that's the joys of being an adult. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, and you just have to like pivot and figure it out. And it's like I love being an adult. It is so fun.
Being an adult is just constant crisis management.
Truly, truly. And then you have my oldest being like, "Where's daddy? What happened to the car? What did it mean the battery's dead?" And then I have a
Yeah.
baby who's hungry, and then he's like, "I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you're hungry. I'm hungry too. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Where's daddy? Yeah, I don't know. Well, he'll come soon. You know, kids ask 1,000 questions. So,
Yes.
um, that was one of
Why?
my
Why?
nights.
Why?
Yeah. So don't recommend.
Well, I'm glad that you survived it. I'm sorry to hear that, but grateful I
Mm,
don't have children. So
mm-hmm.
that's the
Yeah.
positive side for me. Like,
But like, yeah,
yay.
being an adult, like you said, is just like dealing with crisis and challenge after craziness nonstop.
Yeah.
And you're trying to be proactive and like prep dinner and start dinner, but then it's like, nope, 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 we're not doing that today.
It's
Love
constantly
it.
trying to be planful, but the reality is that life fucks your plans and you
Yeah,
need
it
to,
doesn't care.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Universe is like, fuck
So,
your dinner. Fuck your
yeah,
asparagus, Sarah.
exactly, exactly.
Speaking of
Yeah.
adulthood and getting older, um, I don't know if it's like a new thing. It's new to me. Uh, we've talked about this in the resolutions episode, which will drop shortly. Uh, that we're trying to work on our skincare, right? Like just trying to like do a little
Mm,
more self-care and skincare. But there's a lot of talk and a phenomenon around 12-year-olds having these like 13, 14, 12 step like skincare programs and spending a ton of money at Sephora.
yes, a ton,
Again, who's paying for this? The millennial parent, obviously.
of course. And they probably got a lot of gift cards from their parents at Christmas.
Like this shit is wild. Wild.
It's insane.
And I have questions and just like one, why are the parents letting them do this? But two, like, isn't there like an age minimum of when people should be using certain products on their skin? Like these things, these kids aren't using all vegan, all natural products, right? So something has to be said is like should we be telling them to put these kind of chemicals on their face this early? Like, haven't hit
Hmm.
barely touched puberty. Their skin is changing because of hormones and all that kind of stuff. Like, you have natural glass skin. You are oily as fuck. You're 12.
Yeah.
Get some
And like,
blotting papers and call it a day.
well, exactly. And like, why are you going to start the entire process? Because you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. So, like, you don't need to start now. You're good. You're good. I've seen some TikToks of like millennial parents, millennial moms going into like their daughter's room and being like, she has better stuff than I do. So I'm going to use it. And it's like, so your daughter, who's whatever, has better skincare and makeup than you do. Like, what?
Like, there's nothing wrong with having a skincare routine, right? But like, let's keep it budget realistic. So
Yeah.
you're 12. So like your product should be CoverGirl and St. Ives and Garnier and all of those type of things. Like, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be fucking Estee Lauder and Clarins and all of the like none of that.
Truly. Yeah. Honestly, you could probably just get it at Walmart.
Yeah, I will say that my sister's oldest has a skincare routine. He's
Good
nine.
for him.
He's almost 19 though, but he wanted clear skin. He has a whole process. His skin is clear, but he's not going to Sephora to do it.
Right. Exactly. But good for him because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of guys should like have some sort of skincare routine.
Yeah, his
Good for
skincare
him.
is better than mine. Yeah, good for him. He should have a TikTok about it, about men
He should.
skincare.
He should. Wow. Anything else that's happened this week? I think that's everything on my end.
I got a couple more interesting things that I wanted to kind of touch on. We don't have to touch on
Let's
everything,
hear.
but since we're talking about like skin care and taking care of the
Yeah.
skin, I don't know if you heard about the whole uproar around Kim Kardashian. She did like a recent tour of her office. I didn't see the video yet, and she showed that she had like a tanning bed.
No, I don't know. Okay. She has a tanning bed in her office?
Yeah, like the tanning bed in the office isn't isn't the thing for me. Like, the tanning bed could be at home, it could be in the middle of the road. But it's 2024. Why is there a tanning bed at all?
Right.
From what I see, she's constantly pale, so she's not in the sun. So what is a tanning bed exactly for? We are in the age and stage of spray tans. Why is she using it as an oven? Like, I don't get that at all.
Like did she talk about it or she just kind of briefly went by it?
I didn't get to see the full video. It's just her kind of like climbing in it, and she's like, "Yeah, I have a tanning bed in the office, and I also have a red light bed." And then she jumps from like the tanning bed into the red light bed, and people are kind of just saying this is irresponsible. People,
Yeah.
skin cancer. Chloe just got her whole like cheek
Yeah.
taken out for skin cancer. Like, it seems very tone deaf, and it's just like, but it's 20. Like, yes, all of those things, but like, you might as well have told me you have a water bed in your office because I don't understand in 2024 why the tanning bed would still exist.
That's
Like,
bizarre, but like and it's not healthy for you either.
it just seems very dated. And
And
yes,
there's other
obviously
methods.
unhealthy.
There's other methods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like bizarre. I did not hear about that.
Yeah. Um
Jeez.
I'm just looking at my list here. I have like two or three more things, but you did want to talk about TV shows and we kind of derailed from that.
We
Did
talked
you?
about it.
Oh, we talked
What
about it?
Wizards of
Okay.
Waverly Place. Yeah.
Okay. Um Going back to the social media, it's not really a big deal. We don't have to spend a lot of time talking about it. But people are saying that I follow Britney Spears and she did like a weird video recently where she's like dancing in a red dress and like flipping everybody the bird and stuff. But she set her IG to private like right afterwards. I don't know why. I don't know if it's true because I already followed her. It doesn't, I can still see her stuff. But something is not okay with Britney. And I've been saying that for a
No.
long time. I'm glad that she's free and that she can do what she wants to do. But
She is private. Oh my God, you
oh,
can't
I
see
can't
it.
see. Is that not strange? Yep, she's private.
That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna follow her and then see what happens.
So,
Requested.
ooh, yeah. So let us know. Let me know next week if
Okay.
she does. So obviously, there's certain people she doesn't want to look at her IG, so she wants to be able to filter the requests. But um, yeah, maybe she blocks some
Weird.
people.
Yeah. Maybe she was flipping off the bird to someone in particular.
Yeah, because her captions don't ever make sense either. So I'm just like, I stopped watching the videos when she did the when she did the little dance with the knives. So I kind of just like pulled back. I'm like,
Oh my
eh,
God.
which were props, by the way. She confirmed those were prop knives, but she didn't say that until the police came to do like a wellness check, and then she clarified.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, um, still talking about social media. There is a TikToker slash Instagrammer called Corporate Erin who's been doing a lot of videos and getting a lot of um, fanfare and popularity because she has mastered what people are now calling like the corporate accent.
Yeah.
What a lot of people in kind of my age group would probably just call code switching, where you just switch to the professional version of yourself in the office and then you go back to being like yourself or a thug or whatever is clever once you leave the building. And she wears like her cardigan and she has her hair all like crazy and she's like, "Thank you for joining the call today, guys. Yeah, so my name is Erin. I'm the managerial manager of the managerial logistics management. And I want to thank you for taking the time to like join us. You know, it's an important time of year as we kind of reset and recharge to like focus on our goals. You know, it's
Oh my
mission
God.
critical. We want to hit tackle the low hanging fruit. You know, we've all circled back now after we've had some time to reflect. And now
That's
that's
hilarious.
that's like a thing. And it's like that is exactly how a lot of people in the office talk. Exactly like that. So if anybody
Yeah.
wants to get a good laugh, obviously join don't join. Follow her page, Corporate
That's
Erin.
hilarious. Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna leave with two. I had three things, but one is too morbid, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Two more things.
Okay.
Jason Momoa is officially divorced. So all those ladies out there that were hoping for their chance, it's
Oh.
official. The hotness is fully available. I don't
He
know if
is
you're
single and ready to mingle.
yeah. I mean, he's probably been mingling. He probably has a girlfriend low key, but you know, he's not married. So if he's not married, he's single.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the last one that I'll end with is a good one because
Okay.
we've talked about this in a previous episode. I forget what episode it was, but we talked a lot about Abercrombie and Fitch and growing
Mm,
up and the allure of the store and that whole
yes.
situation. Well, apparently, they have redesigned all of their clothing
What?
and their store setup. It's not dark and full of scented cologne. They have changed their whole style to match what millennials want and cater to the millennials that would have shopped there, obviously 20 years ago or whatever it was. And now they're making money now because they've done that pivot.
That's hilarious. Like,
Right?
do we even still have any stores open in Canada?
I have no idea. It's been a long time since I've taken a walk into the Eaton Center to know if like that
Yeah.
store still they the last time I was in Eaton Center it still existed, I'm pretty sure.
You might be right, but definitely fewer stores than back in the day. That's so interesting.
Like I
Huh. I
want to get
wonder
in
if
there.
yeah, I wonder if their prices are the same because they used to be so expensive.
Well, maybe now they'll seem reasonable because what was now a t-shirt is now maybe like a sweater or a shirt.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's we're all caught up. You're caught up with me for this week.
I love it. Thanks so much. This was has been a great first, segment of news and views.
Well, I think it's we always talk about these things anyway. So just like, let's just get on the mic and share it with everybody else.
Totally.
So
I love it.
everybody will get us unfiltered every week. No, no filters, no editing, raw. I'm gonna wear the same thing next week. I'll be in my pajamas. I didn't wash off my makeup for the purposes of this, but I definitely didn't do my hair. This is what it is.
Love it. Au natural, where we just talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, girl.
Mm,
I'm gonna jump
all
off.
right. Well, me too.
I'll see you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.